Philips has been around for a fair amount of time now with its smart lighting products, and they do this pretty well. Last year, Signify announced the Philips Hue Smart Plug to add to its Hue lineup. I've recently received one at HomeKit Authority HQ and taken it through its usual testing, so continue to watch this video to see how it performs. Hi, welcome back, and my name's John, and this channel is dedicated to everything HomeKit, news, reviews and tutorials. So if you're not already a subscriber and you want to find more HomeKit content, then hit the subscribe button and also the bell button. Now, I just want to be 100% transparent. Signify provided the Philips Hue Smart Plug for this review. However, this is a media loan, and once we've finished with it, it will be returned back to them. This of course will not affect my opinion in any way, as always, whether it's a positive or critical review of this device. And you can read more about our review promise and ethics statements in the link below. And of course, if you want to buy one of these, there's some links in the description below. Starting with design and features. The Smart Plug starts at $29.99 and is available in the UK, US and EU. The Philips Hue Smart Plug is a compact cube design with a matte white finish. On the top is a single button that you can use to turn it on and off. You can also use this button to carry out a reset. On the side of the device is a sticker that states the Smart Plug will only support 13 amps max, which is actually typical for smart plugs at the moment. The Smart Plug supports a maximum output of 2,860 watts and it handles supply voltages of 220 to 240. The rear of the plug features the UK standard 3-prong configuration, but EU and US versions have the relevant prongs. You also find the markings showing it supports Zigbee to connect to the Hue hub and Bluetooth connectivity for standalone use with your smartphone. Overall, I'm impressed with the compact design of the Philips Hue Smart Plug. It's smaller than most on the market in the UK at the moment. In fact, it's smaller than the reasonably priced IKEA control outlet and the Eve Energy. Now moving on to setup and how to get started. To set up the plug, it just needs plugging into any power source and configured with one of the two Hue apps. Now, as I've already said, it supports Bluetooth and Zigbee, and this is really important, so I'll quickly explain the different configuration types. So people who just want to control locally in their home and don't have a Philips Hue bridge, then you can use the Bluetooth version of the app. However, the smart plug will not be exposed to HomeKit and some of the advanced features. If you want to use a smart plug with HomeKit and some other advanced options, then you need to use it with a Philips Hue bridge which connects via Zigbee. Because we're a dedicated HomeKit channel, the remaining part of this review, I will set it up and use it with the Philips Hue bridge. I also have an existing Hue setup in my home and my HomeKit is already set up. So this setup process may be slightly different if you're starting from scratch. So to get started, I plug the device in, open the Hue app, tap Add Accessory from the settings menu. The Hue app then scanned for the device and in less than 10 seconds found the Hue Smart Plug. You then have options to change the name of the smart plug and also choose an icon that fits with the device you are connecting it to. You also can go to the room and zone menu option to assign the device to a room in your home, and in my case I added it to my studio. In terms of HomeKit setup, you have nothing to do here. The reason being is that Philips Hue Hub is a device that is exposed to HomeKit, so it treats the Philips Hue Smart Plug as a child device. So once everything's in sync between HomeKit and the Hue app, then you're good to go. But if you want to, you can make some minor changes like changing the icon or changing it to be shown as a fan, light or PowerPoint within the Home app. So moving on to using the smart plug. To use the smart plug, you can toggle it on and off from within the Hue app. You can also create routines that automate the smart plug. For instance, you can include this as part of a good night routine that turns off the plug at night. But if you're using HomeKit, then automations for a product as simple as a smart plug is best set up in the Home app. This is to avoid conflicts between routines in the Hue app and automations in HomeKit. So speaking of HomeKit, HomeKit support is seamless with the Hue Smart Plug, meaning you can control the device via the app that ships with iOS devices. Operating the smart plug at its basic level involves tapping the device tile within the Home app to turn it off and on. You can also long press on the device tile, which will bring up a switch graphic which functions in the same way as tapping the tile. However, to get the most out of the smart plug, you need to be using it with automation scenes and triggers. So for example, I had the Hue plug connected to my Key Studio light for when I'm filming. I then included the smart plug in my studio scene to turn on the light when activated. I found this useful to quickly set up my studio to cut down the amount of devices I needed to turn on to get started. You also can use it with automations to trigger another HomeKit device. I tested this with a Philips Hue motion sensor and a lamp, and it worked well. Although the Hue Smart Plug works on the Philips Hue bridge for remote access within the Hue app, This does not extend to HomeKit, and you need a HomeKit ode for remote access via HomeKit. Finally, you can control the Philips Hue Smart Plug with Siri. For instance, you can say, "Hey Siri, turn on the studio light," and it will switch on. And I found this worked really well. So moving on to my conclusion, the Philips Hue Smart Plug worked really well during my review period. And if you're an existing Philips Hue user, then this is a brilliant choice at a reasonable price. During my testing, I found it to be reliable and takes up less space when plugged into a power source, such as a power strip with limited space. While a minor detail, I like the fact you can manually control it without the need to always use the smart route. The Hue app makes it easy to set up, and the fact it syncs with HomeKit with no extra setup is great. It's also nice if you just want to use this as a standalone device using Bluetooth and don't need HomeKit, then you've got that option. HomeKit integration works really well with the Home app, and being able to use this in automations and scenes is a significant benefit. Using Siri on either my Apple Watch or iPhone to control the Philips Hue Smart Plug is very handy. However, it does have a few limitations. It lacks energy monitoring found on other smart plugs like the Eve Energy at a very similar price. It would have also been nice to see Philips allow the smart plug to connect to HomeKit via Bluetooth without using the extra hub. The bottom line, Signify's done a superb job in adding the Hue Smart Plug into the Philips Hue range. This certainly fills a gap for them. It's small and compact and just does what it says on the tin. As I've already said at the start of this review, this is a media loan and it will be getting returned. So I plan to actually buy one from retail and add this to my filming studio to automate the key light, as I've already mentioned. The Hue Smart Plug is available for $29.99 in the UK and €29 or $29 in the US and the EU. There's some links in the description below if you decide this is the right smart plug for you. So that's a wrap on this review. Hopefully you found it useful and hopefully you've got something out of it. If you have, give me a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe. If you want to check out more HomeKit reviews, then check out the rest of the channel or HomeKitAuthority.com. Thank you very much. I'll speak to you soon.